Hey everybody, welcome back to the project here. And I've been doing a series of what's in the shack, just kind of some stuff that I have. I just want to show you guys things that I use and I have collected over a period of time that might work for you guys. Just kind of a show and tell, and maybe a little bit of education here and there, suggestions, ideas. If you like it, that's cool. If not, don't worry about it. It's all good. Everybody's got their path to their own ham shack or their own listening station, their own radio room. And these might give you some ideas for, some stuff to look at. So far, I've gone over mostly analog scanners is where I'm at. And I did one, this little right here, this little Anytone 778 dual band transceiver, which I do recommend. I did one on that. Just not a lot of technical stuff here, just some ideas and things to look for. So the way I see these things is as tools. Yes, I enjoy using them. I enjoy radio, but I'm also using them for emergency communication. I'm using them as a resource, an information gathering resource, and one of those information gathering tools to add to my collection is these Tecsun shortwave receivers. And this one is the PL990, I want to say X. PL990X, yep, this is 990X, and you can see it comes in a case here. And shortwave receiver, so up to now, well, no, so like on the dual band Anytone, yes, you do need a license to transmit on that, but you can listen all day long and no problem without any license or anything. And then of course the shortwave scanners. I do not have a P25 or digital scanner yet to my collection. They're usually pretty spendy, and I've been collecting and buying other things like these HF rigs and whatnot. In time I'll do that, but it hasn't been a priority as of yet, but it will be. I'm kind of feeling that it needs to be, but even that, you're just receiving. These are receivers. These shortwave radios are receivers. You don't need a license to listen to these things. So let's turn this thing on. Power on. All right, I'm going to mute this real quick. I've got a setting here on the mic that'll let me hear both sides of this. It's got a dual diaphragm microphone. The bands are pretty bad right now. I just looked on the ICOM, the 7300 here, and I'm not getting a whole lot. But the idea behind these shortwave receivers, especially these ones that I have, they will do single sideband, and a lot of amateur radio HF frequencies are sideband frequencies. So this will let you tune in to the sideband stuff. It'll do shortwave, AM FM radio. This covers the AM FM radio thing too. The scanners cover the weather channels, which is kind of neat. But these cover the ham bands, HF bands, and shortwave AM FM radio for emergency use or hobby use, whatever you want to do. And there's something kind of cool about it. There's not a whole lot I can get where I'm at, but I can hook up my big antenna, and surprisingly, I can get a lot of frequencies. It's not as good as the ICOM 7300 reception or some of these other HF rigs that I have, but it's good enough for if this is what all you have. Just hook up a nice antenna to it, and on the side here you can hook up external antennas, headphones. This has a tone, bass treble tone. Really nice radio, you guys. This one's a little spendy. I think it's about $270. So you're getting up there a little bit in this one. But when you set it up like this, you can set it up kind of a desktop type of thing. You know, you can set it up like that. Gives you kind of a desktop feel, and you can turn these knobs more like a desktop receiver. I really like that. But again, the reason I have these is for portable use. I don't have to take an HF rig with me if I just want to listen in or have the ability to listen into the HF bands, and the ability to listen to amateur radio stuff, shortwave. You can pick up AM, FM, and some news. And SHTF scenario, there's probably a lot of stuff you're going to be able to hear. And that kind of reminds me to talk about one of the biggest things to do when you're getting into radio stuff is start learning your frequencies, figuring out what's what. Like, what are the amateur radio bands? What is the HF bands? What's VHF, UHF? What frequency ranges? What will those kind of give you as far as capabilities? What do you need to receive those? Like the VHF, UHF is much more line of sight. So these analog scanners will receive them. They'll receive repeaters from mountaintops. You can hear the airband, weather channel, stuff like that. But it's more direct line of sight communications. These things will receive stuff that bounces off the ionosphere. And every frequency range, the signals have different characteristics, and they respond differently at different times depending on the solar activity and stuff like that. So that's what I would learn, what I would get into if I was getting into one of these things. I would learn the, what do they call it, the electromagnetic spectrum and the frequencies. Let's see, let me pause this. I can bring up something real quick here. Okay, so this is just an example of the amateur radio bands. This is a chart. You can look up ARRL chart, and it'll give you the frequency ranges of the amateur bands. Anywhere from 23 centimeters down here all the way up to 2,200 meters. That's crazy. So most HF rigs go up to 160. You're not going to hear a whole lot unless you have some crazy huge long wire antenna. Even on 80 meters, you have to have a long wire antenna. That's fine. The cool thing about these shortwave receivers is you can add in, that's kind of your preferred antenna anyhow to receive it. So get as much wire out there as you can. You can use inverted V antennas. I use the 80 meter off center fit dipole. You can do an end fed half wave antenna. And that'll give you a lot of these frequency ranges just to hear. So when you see I'm on, you can see here on 40 meters, which is the green here for voice, 7.125 to 7,300. And if you look at the radio here, this is tuned in to 72.83. And you can tune this around, and then you can choose upper or lower sideband, and it'll give you the if I'm pretty sure this does this automatically. It'll give you which upper or lower sideband, it'll tune that automatically. But you can find that out on each band. It's either upper or lower sideband, or you can tune AM, but you very rarely find AM people using AM. I think it's pretty cool to use AM personally, but you don't hear that much. But for example, you can see that's on 40 meters, and you plug in a long wire to this thing. You're going to start tuning around and tune through this thing, and you're going to find some frequencies just for fun. And this is another thing that kind of goes with learning frequencies. You can learn different nets. Start keeping track of things that you learn. Emergency nets, ham radio nets, there's hundreds of them, and different times of the day, different days of the week, different purposes, and you can kind of start tuning in to what you think is important and gathering those frequencies. So, but this is the Tecsun PL990X. I'm going to show you guys this other one real quick, because this may be the best deal to get for a new person. $270 is quite a bit for that one. But this one here comes in this little pouch like this. It's a Tecsun, and it is the PL330, you guys. Cool little radio. And it does everything, well, not everything, but it will receive just like this PL990X will. Does the sideband, and about 80 bucks. I wouldn't buy it off of AliExpress. They have them for 50 some dollars. I just don't trust it. I don't know. I can't say for certain, but it just kind of makes me leery. Why is it $25, $30 cheaper? Well, a lot of times they're clones and stuff, you know. But on Amazon, this for 80 bucks, this is a heck of a deal. It's AM, FM, shortwave. You can do the ham bands. But if I was going to say for a new person, invest in a radio like this, invest in a long wire antenna, as much as you can get out there. I don't care if it's 100 foot of speaker wire plugging in somehow, or an actual end-fed half wave, or a full-on antenna. You can get one of these deals here. This is another thing. You can get these adapters that just plug in, and this is what I use, exactly what I use for it when I'm getting these radios out. You can see here, one end goes into the external antenna, the other end goes into the coax, or like in an end-fed half wave, this one I have, it'll screw right onto that, to your SO239 PL259 connectors. And these are readily available. I'll try and leave a link to these things, you guys, so you don't have to search for them or figure it out. But yeah, these are great. And I do have a couple videos on tuning around the bands on these things. So that's my little go box, my comms bag. Here's a Sangean ANT-60. That's minimum, you guys, as far as I'm concerned. That's a minimum. And these are just same thing. Same kind of a concept, I guess. You just plug that in and then you pull it out. I forget how long this is, but it's quite long. You can run it around the living room, or up in a tree, or out the camper window, or whatever you want. And here's another one. This is the Tecsun AN-03L compact antenna. Same kind of deal. It's the roll up one, and then it just winds up from the back here. The Sangean one, I don't know which one's better, you guys. They both work about the same, I think, but that, like I said, that's minimum. That's minimum. And I have a nice little set of headphones. These are Sony's, just the regular corded headphones that I have. Got really good sound, and it's enjoyable to listen to AM, FM, or FM broadcasts on this thing even. And I keep a battery or USB charging block and a USB cable to charge the things, and I keep extra batteries. The PL330 I think has its own proprietary battery. Let's see, let's open this up real quick just to make sure I'm talking about. Yeah, it's got one of those. It is a BL-5C. Probably pick one of those up extra. These are fun. There's something, a little nostalgia that goes with shortwave radios, but these are quality radios and they work really well. And it's one of the things I have in my comms bag, my go bag, with some handheld HTs. Actually, this one right here, I keep these in there with that, and I keep another one. I keep all my charging stuff. It's kind of my comms go bag kind of a deal. And this is in there, and I've got GMRS radio, and I've got external extendable antennas with that. Let me show you a couple more things here, just since we're on. Okay, so I reuse these boxes. This is the Linko box, but you can see all of my charging stuff is in that box right there for my Woshin. Extra batteries, charging stuff, and also I carry this N9 TAX antenna. That's for my 2-meter HTs. 2 meters. It's a dual band, and it's got 16 foot of coax. You just hang this thing up. It's incredible. Heck of a good value. N9 TAX. You can find that on eBay, I believe, or the web somewhere. Inexpensive, really good ladder line and coax. So, and I keep it. This is just kind of what I do. Like I said, take what you guys want and you know, discard the rest. And I keep it all in this Cabela's bag I got for like 10 bucks. And the lid has organizing pockets on it. The side pockets open up for extra stuff. And it's just right, just about right to hold all this stuff. Really nice, compact setup. And I can just take this with me. I'll throw this in the camper with me. I'll throw it in the back of the car when I'm road tripping. It's a great little pack to keep all your stuff together. But as far as these shortwave things, they're a good option to have for receive only, and a good addition to your shack or listening room or for emergency comms or whatever. So anyhow, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. If you do, please like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know what you think. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Please, use the links below, and helps the channel out greatly. I'll catch you later. Have a